Hey, viewers and viewers, my name is General Red Strategist. Welcome back to some more Reddit with myself, Phil, and Connor. How are you guys doing?
Great, thank you. Salutations.
Salutations indeed.
Hello, comme si, comme ça is, I'm doing fine, isn't it, in French?
Something
I believe,
like that.
yes.
Yeah, it's been a long time. Wasn't like comme si, comme ça one of the first things you learn in French lessons in like year 7 or something?
Yeah.
I seem to remember that.
It, yeah.
It's like comment ça va is the question, is it not? That you ask people, how are you? Something like that.
Ça va, yes, ça va is how are you, isn't it?
Très bien, yes. Or pas bien, which is the opposite, I think. Sorry, you're making me dredge up my year 7 high school French knowledge that I've never had to think about for so long.
Do we need to apologise to all the French viewers?
Oh, I don't know, you don't need to. I once did a video on my channel where I did my most ridiculous French accent for about 14 minutes and it probably offended God knows how many people. That was the Cats Hidden in Paris video, that was.
Yes, Andrew's got a big thing against the French. He has a go at them for all sorts of reasons.
I don't have a go at them, I just like making fun of the French, that's all. Because it's funny and all that. Not for French people,
I think you'll find they won't find it funny.
It is pretty funny.
It is though, yeah, at the end of the day.
Indeed. Well, today I learned, ladies and gentlemen, that the majority of millennials and Gen Z use subtitles when streaming TV, which I'm not really surprised by. I mean, I don't know about you, but sometimes I find a lot of shows these days, I don't know, sometimes it's helpful to have the subtitles on, just because, I don't know. I sometimes feel like a lot of actors these days tend to mumble their lines.
I'm with you.
Yeah. They do that. That's why it's good, and it's good to put them on because you can actually see what's happening, especially when you can't hear. Yeah, sometimes music can drown out things, can't they? And you're like, what did you say?
Though here sometimes that's caused by, I don't know, something like with modern TVs or something. Sometimes the way the sound is set up, it like is playing audio like out the back of the TV, which is a bit weird.
That's if you have like 5.4 set as your sound setting or something, so it thinks you've got speakers behind you.
Oh, okay, yeah. I see. So sometimes, it's probably just incorrect settings and all that. I get it, yeah.
Wet rustling.
Yes. Who knows what's going on in that scene there? Either something very naughty or something very
Vecna
scary.
from Stranger Things.
Ah, is that what that is?
Yeah. Oh, it is Stranger Things. Yes, yeah.
I've
yet to watch that. I really want to watch that, but I have never done it. But obviously, it's very. I know it's very popular. But
I highly recommend it. It's a very good show.
Oh, is it? Yeah. Mm-hmm. My sister and her boyfriend do like it quite a lot. So they watch it together. But yeah, I might have to get to it because I do have Netflix, so I might have to have a look at what's doing it and then pop the subtitles on. It'd be like an old person. What was that, dearie? What did he say?
Well, he's saying, I don't like this newfangled TV these days. Not as good as back in your day, is it, Phil?
Back in my day, when you had to go around back and crank up the TV. Oh, it gets some nice black and white TV.
Back in your day when you had to hold the aerial aloft in one hand.
That's it. Oh, God. Yeah.
Oh, dear.
No, left a bit. No, right. No, completely shit that. No, just hang there. And they're like falling off the roof.
You remember at school, they always had the TV on like the big sort of thing on wheels.
Oh, the best days of school when that happened.
They like wheel that flipping thing in. And it was
when you watch the film, everyone loved that when they brought in that.
Still with the old, VCR at the bottom of it, old 1980s TV or whatever it was.
Extra bonus is if it's a substitute teacher as well.
Yeah, indeed.
Don't know what they're doing, do they?
Yeah. Or they just go for something easy because they can't be bothered doing a proper lesson plan and all that. All right, who wants to take the second one? Phil, shall we go with you for the second one?
Okay, so we've got the amount of abs you can attain is purely determined by genetics. While 6-pack's the most common, some bodybuilders such as Schwarzenegger can only attain a 4-pack. This is due to humans being born with different amounts of fascia bands. The most you can have is a 10-pack, which is rare.
Okay, so
that is interesting.
Yeah.
So this woman's got some abs, hasn't she?
Yeah.
Blimey.
You see,
not as good as mine. I've got a 6-pack.
A 6-pack of abs or beer.
If anyone wants a drink, just let me know.
I knew where that joke was going. Yeah, indeed, yes. Oh well, I mean, I suppose, I guess I did learn something today because that's not something I've ever thought about.
So you can never truly have more. So if you get in ridicule and say, "Hey, where's your 6-pack?" I I can't.
Yeah.
My genetics say I can't.
I physically cannot. There we are. Yes.
A 10
Indeed.
pack would be really interesting to see. I've never seen anyone with a 10 pack.
Yeah. Very different indeed. Okay. On to the next one then. Connor, this was one for you.
Well, today I learned in 1993, a fan at a Chicago Bulls game won a shot to make a basket from half court for $1 million and made it. The insurance company disqualified him because he played basketball in college, but the team paid him themselves. And years later, he met Michael Jordan, who told him, "We made them give it to you."
Nice.
Well, that's good. That's nice of Michael Jordan to do that.
Yeah.
Because he played a little bit of basketball in college, they disqualified him. Oh God! Anything not to give you any money.
Yeah. Indeed, cheaping. I really combine cheaping and robbing bastards then.
Yeah.
Cheap robbing bastards is what I'm trying to say. There we are.
The trick would be just not to have the competition.
Yeah, indeed.
He shouldn't have said he played basketball in college. He should have kept that quiet, really.
Yeah. Indeed, yes. Well, that's got a heartwarming story. That at least got his money, though. That's good, indeed.
These celebrities can do good things sometimes, certainly.
Today I learned that Jim Carrey was paid $7 million for Dumb and Dumber, while his co-star Jeff Daniels made just $50,000. Oh dear. Well,
that's a bit of a shame, isn't it?
Yeah.
I think it must have been because Jim Carrey was more of a star.
I guess so. Yeah.
See the name at the time? I'm sure that's like one of his first films, wasn't it? Or I could be wrong though.
Don't know. Well, that's quite the picture.
Yes. One of it, yeah. No, I see what you think. I think he was getting into stardom, probably more so than Jeff Daniels.
Yeah. I don't know. I'll be honest with you. I don't think I've ever actually watched Dumb and Dumber before.
Really?
Yeah.
Have
I
you
know
not?
it's shock horror, but yeah, indeed. Yes.
I think there was a sequel, wasn't there? Was it more Dumb and Dumber or Dumb and Dumberer? Or I can't remember. It's something along those lines.
I can't remember.
No, I can't. I can't remember. And this is a bit weird, but I'm just sort of staring at that gumball machine in the background of that picture over there. Just that bright
I wish I had one.
flash of colour. Yeah.
Oh God, I remember. Do you remember those machines where you'd usually only have them at like shopping stores and everything, where you'd put a coin in, it just can just go round and round and round, and you watch it, and then it fall through the hole in the middle.
Oh.
Like the thing in McDonald's, the charity things.
Yeah, it's like those. You put it down the slope, wouldn't you? And it just keep rolling and rolling and going again, never to the hole at the bottom, and then finally falls through.
Yeah, that thing was always just a bit strange. It's like, you can donate to charity and have some, rather basic, mundane entertainment while you're at it. Just thinking,
Yeah,
who came up with that
satisfying
idea?
to watch.
Yeah, it's like an oddly satisfying thing, actually, isn't it? Could go on there. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Indeed. Right. Who's it next? Was it? Was it you, Phil, for the next one?
Yeah, I think it was, wasn't it? Okay, so today we learned that MIT will award a certificate in piracy if you take archery, pistols, sailing, and fencing as your required PE classes.
What, really? Is that actually true? Okay. I mean, that sounds awesome. If you actually do.
Yeah, I wish that was me.
Yeah.
That sounds amazing. Yeah.
Archery, pistol, sailing, and fencing. Okay, so.
Might have a certificate in piracy another way.
Oh, that's a different kind of piracy, is it?
We certainly don't condone that.
No, we don't. We don't condone the theft of, movies, TV shows, video games, unless they're really, really good. In which case, go buck wild on that. You do you, ladies and gentlemen. There you are.
Oh, you know what piracy I do? I've got my own ship. Go out and get some doubloons. Yeah, that's me.
Yeah. Indeed. And we say pirate ship, you mean it's like one of those ones you made when you were a kid out of a cardboard box and you just
one in a
painted
bottle.
Yeah.
Threw it on the lake and then off I go.
Yes.
Yeah. Land ahoy! Come on, crew! Take this ship for our own.
That's not a pirate voice. Where's the R and all that, Phil?
Oh no, that's a myth. That they're all like R and everything.
Yeah, indeed. They were actually all very well spoken, weren't they?
I think it's about time I go to MIT then, if that's the way get that certificate there.
Yes, indeed. Over to Connor.
Oh no. Today I learned Svalbard.
Yep.
That's what I was so knowing about.
Yeah, we gave you the nice difficult one. There you go.
Norway is the only visa-free zone in the world. Regardless of citizenship, anyone can live and work there indefinitely.
Oh.
Oh,
Right,
well,
I'll see you guys in a bit then.
Right, off we go to Svalbard.
Bear in mind, it is, like way up in the Arctic Circle, so it's going to be freezing cold throughout much of the year. You're going to be snowed in. It's going to be civil polar night for much of the year, probably.
Well,
That,
not
that
very well.
picture makes it look well nice.
I know, it does,
It
doesn't
does,
it?
doesn't it? But it's probably not in a very well populated area.
Yeah.
But it doesn't look like a place where you can get good internet access.
No.
Yeah, you can work there indefinitely, but there's no work there. It's
Yep.
just empty.
You know, work in the coal
No
mines
visas.
or something. Indeed.
Well, no, we don't even need visas, do we? Because it's oh no, hang on a minute. Yeah, well, Norway part of the European Union.
I don't think they are actually, are they? They might be like partner with the European Union, but I don't think they're actually technically part of it.
Oh, must be nice to be part of the European Union.
Yeah,
Yeah, must be really
Wouldn't
nice, that one.
I know. Yeah. Well, go and live in Svalbard if you like. Living in darkness for much of the year up in northerly climes.
You get like dark. Yeah, it's like dark at 2 p.m. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sounds lovely. I'm on my way.
Yeah. Then again, doesn't sound much different to our normal lives here in the UK, actually, does it?
That's true. When it
Just
gets,
looking at my blinds that are closed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Indoors much of the day anyway, doing work, so what's the difference? There we are. Today I learned that in the 2022 World Cup, Qatar became the first host nation to lose its opening match, first host nation to lose all 3 of its matches, first host nation to be eliminated from the tournament in 2 matches, and the first host nation to have 0 points at the end of the group stage. Oh dear.
Oh, that's some great firsts there, isn't it?
Yeah, indeed. Things that you don't want to be remembered for.
Bunch of murders missing from that title as well, right? The construction workers dying.
Yes. Oh man.
Yeah, I can't believe they gave it. I still can't believe they gave it to Qatar.
know.
Oh yes, a fantastic footballing nation right there. One of the best in the world at football.
Yeah.
0.
Ah, dearie me. Well, the less said about that, the better. There we go. All right. Today I learned of triboulet. Don't know what that is. A royal jester for King Francis of France, who was sentenced to death for mocking the king and queen. King Francis allowed him to choose his method of death, to which Triboulet responded, "I asked to die from old age." He was spared and instead banished. Wow, that
Oh,
worked.
it's clever. That's
Yeah.
clever. Yeah,
Damn. Well,
that must be a sort of effigy of him there. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm going to say, if you're going to give someone the choice of how they die, don't say to them that they can just choose any method they want.
Yeah. Give them the terms and conditions
Yes,
first.
indeed. Yeah.
Yeah, you see, because that was perfect. That one.
Someone knows how to game the system there. Lovely. Yes, especially don't ask that question actually of a jester or a comedian, because they'll find the funniest way of getting back at you, getting the last laugh in. Indeed. Phil, over to you.
Right. So today I learned that Mike Brown, who was the astronomer most responsible for demoting Pluto to a dwarf planet, titled his memoir "How I Killed Pluto and Why It Had It Coming."
Damn. That's pretty good.
Good title, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yes.
he's not on some people's good sides because people like my dad. My dad's one person who, because he was when he was school, he learned that all of the planets. So he's like he
Yeah.
he's not believing that Pluto's been demoted. He won't take it at all.
Oh dear. Wow, some people are very passionate about it. Where do we stand?
My dad studied astrophysics
Oh, right.
he studied astrophysics at university, and he worked at BAE in the
Yeah.
aeronautical industry. So he's a big sort of fan of physics and everything.
Yeah. So he's very much of the opinion that Pluto should have remained a planet. Okay.
It's a funny thing because there are planets beyond Pluto, further out
Yeah.
that are actually bigger than Pluto.
Yeah.
So
I believe there's like asteroids in the asteroid belt that are technically bigger than Pluto, and yet they're not classed as planets, they're just asteroids or whatever, so it's a strange one.
that's something to ask a scientist or a physicist. What defines a planet? What
Yeah.
actually defines a planet and defines an asteroid?
Yeah.
I'll have them on the next episode.
Yep.
Yeah, bring him in.
Yeah.
Yes.
Bring in a special astronomer.
Yeah. Basically, Connor, we're going to have you pretend to be that person, so you're going to have to brush up on your physics knowledge, and you're going to have to put on a voice. Yes. Don't worry, we're not going to press you to do it now, but no pressure. There you go.
Do some revision. Come on, Connor, get revising.
I'll get studying.
Yep. Today I learned Jane Kaczmarek, assuming I pronounced that right, was nominated by the Emmys for her portrayal of Lois in Malcolm in the Middle 7 consecutive years, the entire run of the show, and never won. Oh dear.
Oh, ouch. Oh, I did. Malcolm in the Middle was a good show. It was a good show.
One of my
and
favourite shows. It's so good.
Yeah, she did a fantastic job as the mum, but she never won an Emmy.
Wow.
Yeah,
There you go.
disappointing that for her. Yeah.
Yeah, I just remember Malcolm in the Middle being on Channel 4. It was always like 6:30, wasn't it, in the evening? Straight after The Simpsons, something like that. Yeah, it was always like the run of American shows and all that.
It was a good one. It was a good little. It put Frankie Muniz, wasn't it? He got a lot of fame from it.
Yeah. Oh, there you go. Yes. Phil, one for you.
So today I learned that the British sitcom Mr. Bean only consists of 15 episodes over a span of 6 years.
Is it only that many episodes? Okay.
That's yeah. It's really disappointing that.
Yeah.
Quality over quantity.
I guess so. Yeah.
Yes, yeah, totally right with you there, Carlo. Mr. Bean was fantastic. Like with Fawlty Towers, there was only 12 episodes of Fawlty Towers. They were planning to do another one, but then they gave up. And the reason they gave up was the producers said it will allow people to be too much of a good thing.
Yeah. Indeed. Well, better then that it leaves it so many episodes rather than trying to stretch it out and losing all its impetus. I guess. Yeah. You remember it fondly then?
Yeah, Mr. Bean was fantastic. He had some movies as well, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. I always just remember the one where he went to Australia and accidentally destroyed the portrait of Whistler's mother. Do you remember that one?
I don't remember that one actually. No.
I think that's the only Mr. Bean movie I've ever seen. Indeed. I know
there was an animated show, didn't they? I believe they weren't animated.
I think there was an animated version of it, but I don't really remember that too well. I know there was a film they did with Mr. Bean a few years ago where he was in France or whatever it was, but
Mr. Bean's Holiday.
That one. Yeah. I just have memories of a clip from that where he's got a lobster or something in his mouth or something like that, or is it like a prawn or a shrimp or something? I don't know. It's random,
yes, I remember. Well, two of my favourite scenes that I loved from Mr. Bean is the one where he went to the swimming baths and he decided to impress people by going up to the highest diving board.
Yeah.
And where he went, he just when he got scared when he jumped over. And then the other one was the one where he was basically stuck in a parking garage, and he had to try because he couldn't. The barrier wouldn't open for him, so he had to keep waiting and wait for people to go in. Then he tried, but he kept getting caught. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember. Mine's the one where he is taking an exam.
Oh my God, that is.
And he's like trying to copy from the person next to him.
Another clip I just have in my mind where he's at like an event somewhere and like his Mini Cooper gets run over by is it like a tank or something?
Oh gosh, yeah, I remember that one. Yeah.
Yeah, he's just like right behind him, but he's so distracted by the cake stall or something that he just doesn't notice.
Yeah. What about the famous one where he gets his head stuck in the turkey? Where he's trying to
Yeah. Oh, jeez. Yeah, yes. Welcome to the nostalgic reminiscing about old Mr. Bean episodes show with
there's probably a Reddit called r/Mr. Bean or Bean or something.
Yeah, definitely.
Well, next one then. Whose is it next? I forgot.
I think it's Thomas one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Today we learned that when Apple began designating employee numbers, Steve Jobs was well pissed off that Wozniak received number 1 and he got number 2. He believed he should be second to no one, so he took 0 instead.
Wow.
Wow, Steve Jobs, wow.
Sounds like someone's got a bit of an ego going on there, but yeah. Oh well, I mean, yeah, even by all accounts, he did make a huge impact on the company. Indeed.
It's a shame because there was a third person, and he did something that he horrendously regrets. He sold his stock in Apple when it first started for $800.
Oof.
They found out that if he'd have kept his stock till now, that stock now is worth $4 billion.
Yeah, okay.
The funny thing was, they had an interview with him. It was another Steve. I've forgotten his actual name, but yeah, they interviewed. He said he doesn't regret it. He doesn't regret it at all.
Does he seriously say that publicly? And then every time the door closes and the cameras are off, he's like,
He is.
yeah.
Yeah, he's crying into his sleep.
Indeed, yes. Okay, next one. Today I learned 88% of households in America have air conditioning, while only 20% do in Europe. I mean, I'm kind of not surprised by that though, because in a lot of parts of America it's going to be very warm weather, whilst in lots of parts of Europe throughout the year
it's not feasible.
It's
not feasible for us. We don't have the huge amounts of weather, but it's bad for our homes because we don't have air conditioning. It can get very humid and sticky.
It can. Yeah. Only thing is, though, what with these hotter and hotter summers we've been having, who knows? Maybe it'll come to a day when increasingly UK households start adopting air conditioning and all that. Maybe, I don't know. Gazing into the future and all that.
Doesn't it eat up your electricity bill like there's no tomorrow?
Yeah, I think it does. That's the only problem with it. Indeed. All right, over to Phil then.
Right, so in 1951, 600 British soldiers were getting overwhelmed by 30,000 Chinese soldiers. Brigadier Tom Brodie told his American superior, "Things are a bit sticky, sir." Because of the understatement, the general assumed they were holding up and sent no help. Almost all the soldiers were captured or killed.
Oof. Yes, that's that's not.
That's a bit of the British resolve not quite working in our favour there.
So I'm guessing 1951, this would have been the Korean War, because I know the Chinese were involved in that.
I don't want to alarm you, sir. I don't want to alarm you, but things are a little bit on the sticky side. But I'm sure we can cope, can't we?
Yes, I've seen worse, he says, as all his men are being massacred around him.
It reminded me of Dad's Army, that, actually.
Yeah. Oh dear, well, that's sad story, and here we are having a bit of a chuckle about it. But it's 1951. It was ages ago. Good lord.
It was about the Korean War, wasn't it? 1951.
Yeah, because it was like 1950, 1953 was the Korean War.
Yeah, like that. But you need to be a bit more for that. Again, it's the British thing of being reserved and not wanting to
I'm fine.
away people. Yeah.
I'm fine as your house burns down, and yes,
Lit spirit. That was it, wasn't it? That's what it can be related to. Yeah.
Yeah, indeed. Well, I'm sure there's probably about 600 names somewhere on a memorial at the Memorial Gardens in Staffordshire, wherever it is, the big National Arboretum Memorial. Yeah.
Okay.
Over to Connor.
Today I learned that William Shatner interviewed several of his fellow cast members for his book, Star Trek Memories. Shatner was taken aback to discover the negative memories some of them had from working with him, and James Doohan refused to meet Shatner at all.
Oh dear.
Oh, ouch.
Yeah. I'm wondering what's happening, what's been going on here behind the scenes of the original Star Trek. Indeed.
You would have thought that maybe that they would have behind the scenes he would have come to realise that maybe they weren't getting on, but it took him until to have to write a book.
Yeah, indeed. Sorry, I'm having thoughts in my head here about how I can make a Khan joke here, if it's possible. To suddenly say, Khan, you tell me what's wrong, something like that. But no, sorry, I'm judging by the silence from both of your ends there that wouldn't get a chuckle at all out of you. We get more of a groan. A cringe.
No, that's a big groan. That is.
Yeah.
I can't. That's a bit unfortunate though. That isn't it? Oh dear.
It is indeed.
I just imagine all the cast members going for lunch without him. He's like, "Where's everyone going?"
Yes. Just Leonard Nimoy sat at the head of the table, wishing everyone live long and prosper, except William Shatner.
Talk to me about my book, please.
Please. I wonder what the negative memories were. What he did.
Yeah.
It must have been really bad to get, and some of them even refusing to meet him as well.
Yeah.
What the hell happened?
Maybe some of the Reddit comments could answer those questions.
Let's have a
Good
look.
idea.
Shatner was notorious for stealing other actors' lines if they were too slow. Okay. Doohan's book, he flat out says he didn't like Shatner. Wow. Want to hear horror stories about working with William Shatner? Wow. Is The Next Generation the only series where the cast got along? They all seem to adore each other. Well,
Oh dear. Okay. Ooh. Ouch.
all the behind-the-scenes stories about Star Trek here on the General Red Strategist channel. Indeed. Well, that's interesting stuff. Because apparently I've heard that William Shatner does a lot of TV presenting, and apparently people really like some of the stuff he does occasionally when he does it. But
Not the guys he works with.
no,
Yeah.
clearly not. Yeah.
None of his written stuff.
No. Today I learned ant corpses release a chemical when they die. Scientists once recreated this chemical and put it on a live ant. Its ant friends kept bringing it to the graveyard no matter how much it struggled to return. Oh dear. Well,
Wow. How sadistic.
yeah,
Sadistic of those scientists.
indeed.
Yeah.
Oh god, I could insert a clip here from Monty Python and the Holy Grail where they're doing the Bring Out Your Dead scene, and it's the guy who's not dead but they're trying to put him on the cart. Yeah, but I'm not
Oh,
dead.
you have to do that
Well, you're nearly there.
with
Indeed.
an ant's head.
Yeah.
Bring out your dead! Here's one. Ninepence. I'm not dead!
Is this scientist just playing around? Just playing around with things like this?
But it's fascinating though with like insects, how they use chemicals to sort of communicate certain things. They leave like little chemical pheromones around, and that like directs other members of the colony towards certain things like chemical pheromone for food, for others for like, you know, path back to colony or whatever. It's
Now I'm for dead, but
Yeah.
imagine it's no, I'm not dead. No, I'm not dead. Leave me alone. No, let's take him back to this graveyard. No, I'm not dead. No, let's take him back.
See, that's why I got to insert that Monty Python clip if I can find it. I'll make a note of that after this recording session to actually put it in there, because it's a good one. There we are. Yeah. Should we read a couple more of them then?
Yeah, that seems
Yeah.
good.
Over to you then, Phil.
Right, today I learned that the Japanese have a word bushusuru, which translates as to do the bush thing, meaning to vomit, referring to the time when George H.W. Bush vomited in Japan's it's Prime Minister's lap. Yes,
Really?
yeah.
Bush Senior
Oh,
once
my.
vomited in the Japanese Prime Minister's lap. I've never heard this story before. Wow.
Yeah, I have heard this story. Yes.
Wow.
Yeah, it wasn't a very. I don't know. I can't remember what the reason he did vomit.
Yeah. One of the topics that Bush was maybe going to bring up, it's complicated, was partnership with the Texas-based superconducting super collider. Project was struggling with cost overruns. They were looking to get international partners to help fund it. When he Bushusurud kind of ended the night and Japan was never formally asked to participate. Wow, okay.
Yeah, a bit of awkwardness, wouldn't it?
One puke might have gotten a multi-billion-dollar science project reduced to a hole under Texas. Oh dear. Yikes. Well, that's how
Ooh.
not to do international diplomacy, I guess.
It must have been a bit ill or something.
Yeah.
Watched anime once.
Oh, can you imagine that? Oh no, I don't approve. I don't approve. I'll stick with me Simpsons, thank you. And me Family Guy and Futurama. That's my anime, American anime.
American anime, there you go, yes. Have you ever seen the video on YouTube? Someone did a joke video where they took the whole steamed ham scene, that meme, but it's steamed hams, but in the style of a 90s anime fan dub. Have you ever seen that? Where someone made it into that. It's hilarious.
I saw like a comic version on. I was actually saw it on TikTok yesterday. It was brilliant. Like it
Yeah.
had all the voiceover and everything.
Yes,
That
indeed.
is such a fantastic scene, though, from The Simpsons. That.
Yeah, indeed.
Get out. I thought you said you're doing steamed clams. No, sir. I said steamed hams.
Yes, you call them steamed
Aurora
hams.
Borealis.
Even though they're obviously grilled. Indeed. Well, yeah, definitely learned something there. And the final one for Connor.
Today we learned that Chris Hemsworth earned just $150,000 for his first appearance as Thor, and the film brought in nearly $450 million globally.
Well,
Oh,
should have
that's
asked for
quite a difference, isn't it?
indeed. Should have asked for a bigger appearance fee and all that. But you know,
But subsequent films were
yeah.
different.
I was about to say though, yeah, I feel like character Thor's probably been in multiple superhero films now, so surely he'd have got a better wage and all that. So, indeed.
Yes, they're a big money earner, aren't they? Superhero films. Lots of people love them. I haven't really. To be honest, I was about to say they don't really appeal, but I haven't watched a film in ages.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm trying to remember what was the last superhero film I ever watched, and to be quite honest, I think the last one I probably ever watched was as a teenager, watching like Spider-Man 2 or something. because that's the last
God,
one I
I remember
remember.
that, yeah.
And that was fucking, God, that's got to be well over a decade ago. Good lord.
Good film,
Yeah.
though.
Indeed.
Spider-Man was, yeah. I'm trying to think. I think that might be the. I know that they had loads of other latest Spider-Man. There's an Amazing Spider-Man, and they're said to be some of the best superhero, because some superhero games are really awful. Looking at you, Superman 64. Jesus,
Yes.
the one of the worst games. What a class is one of the worst games. That one.
Yeah.
You don't like flying through rings all the time?
Yeah. Oh, what a fantastic video game concept that is.
Yeah. I think I
But
just remember the Spider-Man games, movies, particularly with somewhat fondness, just for all the memes that have emerged with the newspaper guy. Parker, get me pictures of Spider-Man, Parker.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I do remember that.
What was his name? Was it like Jameson? Was that his name?
Jameson, I think.
Yeah, something like that. I forget entirely what his name was. Yes.
But the Spider-Man and the Batman games are some of the best games for the console, especially the Arkham Origin City, and what's the third one? There's Origin City. Asylum. That's it. Yeah.
Yeah. Indeed. Well, there you go, ladies and gentlemen. That was another good round of Reddit with a new one that I don't think we've done before, which is fantastic.
You've noticed this sort of interesting fact-based one with things that you wouldn't really know.
Yeah, indeed. Well, we have to sort of wrap up now because Phil shortly is going to need to depart for doing basic Phil stuff. Yes.
Else things.
Phil stuff, that's what he'll do. He'll do Phil things, whatever that might be. There you go. Right. So thanks for joining me, you two.
Thank you very much. Pleasure
fun,
to
as
be with
always.
you. It has been
Indeed,
fun.
yes. Bracing myself now, of course, for the outro, because Connor, you've promised to get louder and louder each time. So Facebook and Twitter links down below, along with the link to my propagandist channel for anyone interested. And if you enjoy, the likes, of course, always appreciate and all that jazz. But on that, I'm signing off now. Goodbye, everybody. And...
I just screamed so loudly the mic didn't pick it up.
Oh, sorry. Was it of such like a frequency that my ears couldn't really pick that
don't
up?
only dogs this
I
video
wonder-
with dogs around.
Yes.
Yeah, only dogs picked up. Every dog picked up. I wonder why that dog was barking outside then. Now I know.
There you go. All right, goodbye, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Bye. Bye.
Yeah. Let's investigate this area then. Just see what the deal is. Whilst I cut berries down like crazy. Alright, hold F to destroy. No. Oh, it's got rocks in there. More rocks. Sorry guys, I'm just destroying your boxes. I hope you're okay with this. Scrap parts. You have to like discovered a trap. Lovely. Pretty good. You see, maybe it was worth doing that afterwards. There's a crate actually in there. New tile ready to be discovered. Alright, let's just get another one of these ones. Probably twist it around like that. Yeah. That's about right, isn't it? Okay, hold on guys. I'm just gonna go and freaking water myself up. There's all these over here. So it looks like maybe